What's going on, guys? Today we're talking about Sami Zayn and Gunther, and more specifically, should Sami Zayn be facing the ring general at WrestleMania? We're going to go over the pros and the cons, and at the end I'll make my overall conclusion. First off, let's start with the pros. So when it comes to Sami Zayn facing Gunther at WrestleMania, there's no doubt that it is a big time matchup. On one side, you've got Gunther, the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in history, beating out the greats like the Honky Tonk Man, Y2J Chris Jericho, and of course, Santino Marella. And then on the other side, you've got Sami Zayn, the underdog from the underground, a former NXT champion, and a former Intercontinental Champion in his own right, who definitely won it under unique circumstances. But nonetheless, he's definitely a fan favourite, and a lot of people had compared him to the yes man himself, Daniel Bryan, which I can definitely see. I mean, we all root for the underdog, whether it's Daniel Bryan or Rocky Balboa, which is what makes this match quite unpredictable, which brings me to my next pro. So when it comes to this bout, even though it does seem likely that Gunther will retain, again, this is Sami Zayn we're talking about. The guy who went toe to toe with Roman Reigns. The guy who infiltrated the bloodline with the chair shot heard around the world. And the guy who alongside Kevin Owens main evented WrestleMania Night 1 and became the undisputed tag team champions. And for context, Sami Zayn and Gunther have actually faced off before. And it was a pretty good match, but the ending is where things got interesting, as Sami had the ring general poised for the haluva kick, only to be struck by a crutch which led to the finish. So now with the rematch upon us and the Intercontinental title on the line, maybe this time Sami could get the job done, and they could do a round 3, possibly at SummerSlam. Plus, when you look at Sami Zayn's WrestleMania moments, he's had a lot of great ones. He was a part of Daniel Bryan's return match at WrestleMania 34. He was in the infamous match with Johnny Knoxville, which was definitely something. And at last year's Mania, he ended the streak of the longest reigning tag team champions in history. So to some fans who only watch WrestleMania, Sami Zayn vs Gunther is definitely a mega unpredictable match. Okay, so now we're talking about the con, aka the elephant in the room. No, not that elephant. I'm talking about Chad Gable. Now a lot of people, myself included, thought that Chad Gable was going to win the gauntlet and go on to finish his story by defeating Gunther and ending the reign. Now, I think the way WWE went about Sami Zayn winning was a good and bad thing. The bad part was the way they handled it, because by Chad entering last and Sami already defeating Bronson Reed and Shinsuke Nakamura, it would have protected Sami Zayn because he already had several matches before facing the last opponent. But I guess the good thing about it is you could say the reason Chad Gable lost was because he didn't take advantage of the situation. He picked his opponent up instead of putting his shoulders onto the mat. His niceness cost him his opportunity at WrestleMania. Or maybe he was overlooking Sami, and he was only thinking about Gunther and trying to right the wrong in the several clashes that they've had. And when Chad Gable does inevitably win the Intercontinental Championship, you can do the rematch later down the line with Gunther and Sami Zayn, maybe a triple threat match. But yeah, overall, I can understand why people were surprised, as Chad Gable is yet to win a singles title in the WWE, and what better way to earn that victory by ending the reign of one of the most dominant champions in history. And when it comes to Gunther and Sami Zayn, if Gunther wins, then he can add another big name to his win column, and if Sami Zayn wins, well, he might have just caused the biggest upset in WrestleMania history. Again, you never say never in WWE. So to answer the question, should Sami Zayn be facing Gunther at WrestleMania? Yes, because I think by Gunther having another successful win at WrestleMania, against someone who main evented it last year, it only makes his eventual defeat to the leader of the Alpha Academy all the more worth it. But I want to know, do you think Sami Zayn was the right choice? Or do you think it should have been Chad Gable? Let me know in the comments below, subscribe, and more importantly, take care.